I don't want to do this anymore. Remember that guy, Johnny?
What happens when I touch you? Emma Leiden. She's an author.
What's the catch?
Emma, Sky's the one doing your reading today.
I've heard some amazing things about you. How did you do that?
We got to snap right of it.
Sky?
Hey, Mommy. What you doing?
Hey guys, welcome to the Roselyn Omaka Show. And I am super excited and honored to be with Stan and Gracie. And they are the people behind the scenes, all the action, the reason why the reading is here. Can you tell everybody your specific roles?
Yes, I was the DP, that's the director of photography.
I was the editor and VFX artist on the reading.
How exciting. Are y'all excited about this moment and for everyone to see?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, I have 2-year-old photos in my phone and I'm like, yes, get that.
2 years?
Of here. We did this at the end of 2020.
Yeah.
Time has gone by that quick.
It's gone by.
That was
Good.
just when production started.
Yeah.
Production was...
The production was deep
longer
into
than that.
2019. We was like, get these photos out of here.
Wait a second. So I know it was really crazy for filming and with all the laws and whatnot when it came down to all the restrictions during filming. What was that like during the pandemic?
It's like trying to leave quick, but you just had a baby. Like you gotta pack everything. You're like, man, okay, let me grab my camera. And you're like, oh, psych, gotta do this temperature check. Gotta make sure I got the test before. Okay, gotta make sure I got my mask going on.
Yeah.
And then you get there, you gotta wait in line, then you gotta eat. Well, I gotta go hide over here in the corner away from you to make sure I eat safe. It was like, you can't do anything, no quick decisions. Everything is just, and then if you had to like confront somebody, you got your mask on, so they can't tell you're being serious.
Yeah.
It's like, hey man, you really never.
Oh my gosh. What was the most frustrating thing, I would say, when it came down to filming? The biggest headaches. No drama, just the biggest headaches. Let's save the tea, okay?
Let's see, on set, the biggest headache. You know, it's hard to say because it's something you love. It's like, even the bad feels good, you know? So I couldn't, food was probably the only thing just because it wasn't really part of the film. It was like the unwelcome aunt at Thanksgiving and you couldn't do anything about it. She was here with the potato salad. And so other than that, you love it. So everything that comes with it, you're just like, cool, let's roll with it. What's next? Let's go.
I like that. What was it like working with the director, Courtney?
Where do you want to start?
Okay, I want to know everything.
All right, I'll have him start then.
Courtney, if you're watching, you're welcome. I want to know the tea. What is it like working with Courtney? Because I know he works hard and I know he has all these amazing ideas and visions. And you guys are responsible for putting all of this to life.
I mean, I'm gonna be nice because we've been working together for over 20 years. Before film, you know, we did a lot of stuff in music as well. So we've been partners for a long time. But working with Courtney, you can definitely always expect new ideas to flow in.
Yeah.
There's no lack of creativity, no lack of ideas. Sometimes you got to help direct them. Get him going in a certain direction because he can get crazy with it.
So you guys try to make it focused? No?
Oh, she does.
I don't.
I do.
You let him go crazy?
I do.
But you kind of need the balance, though.
You need the balance. You need to stand all the time in the room. Because Courtney and I will be all the way, literally, headed to the moon. And we're like, let's just try it. And let's just try it.
I'm not going to lie, that's me, though.
You know what? It's not a lot of times that I say no, though.
He doesn't say no.
When he wants to do something crazy, I'll be like,
You're still like the groans of reason. You know? You're like in the background like, And we're like, okay. That's not a good idea.
When it came down to Courtney, how did it work with the creation of this film? How did it work with y'all preparing?
You were more involved in pre-production than I was, I think.
Yes. So that's always been a tug of war with everybody I work with. So it wouldn't be specific to Courtney because I'm like an over planner. Like, let's try and get everything that we can up front. And Courtney's very like, let's just wing it.
Yeah.
We're gonna figure it out. And I'm like, hey, my man, maybe not. Maybe we wing like these 5 pages here and then not these 89 pages over here. And so
I'm gonna go crazy.
But he's always open to hearing the logic. So he never like throws the team away. He's always just like, okay, but you definitely you gotta like bring him back to earth on like pre-production stuff like that. And then we get the plan and I think he like takes a back seat, waits for us to make the plan, and he jumps in because he knows he's only going to be creative, and that's awesome. Like you need that kind of a balance. So working with Courtney is everything. Like I have a hard time working with other people because of that. Like I dare say I probably wouldn't take a lot of other projects unless it's Courtney's project.
That's respect.
It is what it is.
I like that.
Me too.
That says a lot because I have a lot of respect for him. And I'm wondering when it came down to him talking about his ideas, what was that like? How do you relay that on camera?
That's my favorite part. Like of the process of making films is like he'll call me at like 3 a.m. or he'll put us on a silly text message at like 3 a.m. like, hey, what y'all doing? And then I'm like, okay, tell it to me like you just had a dream. What happened? So he starts walking around the room. Immediately,
That sounds right.
he's like, okay, let me tell you. He's getting in your face about it. But that's my favorite part is hearing like, what is it that he sees in his mind and how can I make it real life? That's the best thing about making a movie. It's real magic. This was only in your head at first. Only. Nobody saw the picture. Then somebody was like, let's take these bits, let's take this guy. And now everybody can see it, what was in your head.
When I saw the trailer, I'm not going to lie, everything inside of me, I was just like, oh my gosh, when I saw Monique at the table and then I guess the spirit, like it hit her. And I was just like, oh dang, I felt like I was in the room.
That's awesome.
I really, just watching it because I've had my own experiences. So y'all being able to have that effect, that was dope.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That's like the best part.
What was it like when I even think about that scene? What was it like, trying to get, I would say that connection between Monique and also the other young lady, Miss Sky, the character. Chastity.
Yes.
In the film. How did y'all get that on camera to portray? If you can describe it.
A 50-50 of what we did there and what he did later and what our colorist did later. Because I'm real picky.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be picky.
Yeah.
Because it's art. And art is only good to you until somebody else says it's good. And so when we were there, Monique, she's natural. She is the most undervalued, underspoken talent that everybody's overlooking. I don't know why. And so she like lived in that character in that scene. And that was awesome.
Wait a second. We'll stop real quick. She lived?
Like, you gotta like...
No, you felt it. You felt that she felt.
She believed that character.
She believed what was going on to that character was going on to Monique. That's how she made it feel.
Even when we're just sitting there like, we know we're recording this.
Yes. But everybody in the room, she transferred that energy to y'all.
Everybody in the room was like, oh, is she getting possessed right now? What's happening? But between her and Chastity, they just had a good chemistry. And like Courtney had a vision and they understood the assignment 100%. And they just had a very good chemistry, but both of them lived in those characters in that moment.
That's really cool.
The entire cast when it came to acting was phenomenal. This was literally the easiest film or film project, even like short film, whatever, that I've had to edit-wise, because putting those performances together, having them play off of each other, having them go from shot to shot and everything, the quality of their performances were so consistent. I had a lot of different shots to choose from. In all of
you couldn't even make up your mind. Is that right?
Yeah. All of them quality shots. They were so consistent with their performances. And I don't mean consistent like every take was the same exact thing. I mean consistent when like each take was quality.
And that's a lot because when you're on set all day, how long were y'all on set?
I swear that number keeps changing. Like, I erased it at this point. Somebody said 12 days. Somebody said 14 days. Somebody said 16 days. Somebody said 9 days. And I know they need some vitamins because that was not 9
Really?
days. But I think it was around like 2.5 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
And all of this was filmed in, and how many locations moving around?
We spent majority of the film, I think that's probably the 9 days. We spent majority of the film at the house. And I think that was 9 days. And then we went to a couple locations in Houston, and then we went, it was probably like,
I think we
another
had
5
maybe like
days.
5 or 6 different locations.
Yes, it was like 5 or 6 locations because most of it was at the house, and then we ended up at like kind of restaurant, cafe type of thing, and a TV station and some other places. So I think it was like probably 5 or 6 locations.
No, it's really
It's definitely at least 6. It was at least 6.
at least 6 different locations. Just to know, I was watching that trailer and I saw the other station where it was at. What type of cameras did y'all use? I like the lighting, I like the effects. What did y'all use for all the technical people?
That was a Arri Alexa Mini, and what lenses did we use? I think it was the Summicron lenses.
For the whole movie?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, he's smirking. Mm-hmm. So when it came down to the movie and keeping the pace and getting the audience to feel that uneasiness, how did y'all relay that especially when you're doing all the editing?
That was a process.
Yeah.
It's always a process. The way I edit, my first drafts are always fat.
What you mean?
I put everything in there.
Okay.
And because I want to get a feel for how all of his ideas, Courtney's ideas, come together in the scene. And then we go from there and we say, okay, what do we not need? Let's cut this out. Let's cut this out. Let's move this over here. Let's do this. Make this a little faster pace here. And so it's always a process to get to that pace. And it took a while. Thankfully, it took us a while to actually shop the project because that gave us opportunity to go over the edit, refine it some more.
Tweak it and perfect it.
Trim some more fat. Yeah. And I redid visual effects. Whenever I came across something, you know what, I can do that a little bit better. And so, we had a lot of opportunity to fine tune that pacing, get it exactly where we wanted. And I think in the end, we came out with the most perfect form of that project that we could have come out with the time given.
So would you say that was the hardest part about doing this? Just trying to figure out what part to use, what scene to use, or which clip to use? That's probably because there was so much good stuff.
I wouldn't say that was the hardest part. It was actually pretty fun. And it's hard to say something is hard when it's fun. Because I can honestly say I had a good time going through all of the performances and pieces.
I believe
together.
that.
I've seen this movie 1,000 times now.
Everything.
Yeah, but it never got stale to me during that process. But hardest part, I can't say that was the hardest part.
That was definitely like a challenge, yo.
It was.
I always call you got to kill babies. Like at some point, it's so you have like this creative baby that you've made.
Okay, I got you. Okay, you didn't lose me. Keep going.
Me on the journey here.
Okay, just say.
And then you love every single one of them. But
That's
you gotta
true.
start killing those ideas. Like, you can't keep them all, but you love them like they're your children.
That's true.
It's like, hey man, this movie is 2.5 hours now.
Oh, you have to condense it because I will fall asleep.
Some of this
We
good
definitely
idea.
killed at least one baby.
I will definitely fall asleep.
Metaphorically.
Oh man. No, that's what's up.
That's hard because you love everything. And at
Yeah,
one point
yeah,
you would say, like, of everything that's the best, everything is good. How do you pick what's good of the good? And now
It's almost like a life lesson in itself too, because even though there's so many great opportunities and things that you see, it's like, how do I narrow in and focus? So that way I have this beautiful, like, end goal, end project, and y'all did that. Y'all killed that. I want to say something else, but let me just keep it not say that when y'all killed that shit. I'm just saying, y'all killed it.
Thank you.
When it comes down to the audience that's watching this film, is there any particular message? Don't answer first. Answer. Is there any particular message that you would like the audience to feel or to get from this film? What do you want them to take away from it?
Personally, everybody hates on Houston production, and I want them to take away that this was made in Houston by Houston people. I'm a lady. That's rare. Like, don't overlook us.
Yeah.
For starters.
I've literally shared that post. Yeah.
What? I gotta see this post.
Film shot in Houston by Houston with Houston.
Yeah. So that's probably the first thing.
Because people do sleep on Houston.
Yeah. I won't get on that soapbox.
They're not ready though. I mean, listen, if you want to talk about it, you're more than welcome. We can cut and edit and do all that good stuff. Because it's true. There's so many talented, amazing people here and they get overlooked. Mm-hmm. And then a lot of these same people in Houston, they'll leave to go to LA or they'll go to other spaces and they're thriving because like they're taking advantage of the opportunities. Other people are like, oh, I'm in LA. I'm in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can just exist.
Yeah, that's true.
Y'all already know.
That happens. So that is probably the first thing I would take away. But other than that, like, this is all a bunch of new faces. Like, I hired somebody brand new to do the script supervisor role. And like everybody's first rodeo, this is what we showed up with. And that's awesome. But most people won't know that. They'll probably watch it and they'll judge it based on comparing it to something else. And like, man, this is like literally the first time a lot of these people have even stepped on a set this size. And everybody should be very proud of that. But I would love people to just know that part of it.
Yeah. And I'm going to ask you a question, but I'm curious, what's your response? What do you want people to take away?
That same thing, but I really would like people to hone in on the fresh new talents that we've brought to the screen. I mean, Chastity Surreal, we've worked with her a few times on some short films, and she is Courtney's Leonardo DiCaprio to Martin Scorsese. You know,
I was about to ask, who are you? Like, you know, who are y'all really proud of that you've seen bloom? I mean, everyone is doing awesome. Anybody that stands out to you that's bloomed the most, and I'm guessing it's Chastity.
Chastity, definitely, yeah. She is who he's gone back to a lot with a lot of his projects. Before we started talking here, we were speaking earlier, mentioning about a short series that we're working on. She's involved with that as well.
Nice.
Chastity, Ian, Macaulay, Lisa, Sarah, all of them. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have put Dee Dee at the top of that list because Dee Dee is incredible also. And I don't mean like quality wise, but I mean, she's been doing a lot of stuff in the industry. She works behind the scenes, in front of the scenes. Like she
can do everything.
Yeah, she's a writer. I believe, isn't she doing some directing as well?
Maybe, I don't know. I don't get on social media.
Yeah, that's right.
You too busy, like, behind, you recording everything.
I don't even have a TikTok. I had to say,
I can't even keep up with TikTok.
I was like, man, look, if somebody was just watching your movie play out of who you are, the character development here over the last 3 years is just out of control. Who I met, the Courtney I met isn't the Courtney after the reading. And then through the journey of the reading, like this season 3 Courtney, season 1 Courtney was not this guy. And it is insane the stuff that he's like, just who he's become as a person from the art he's created.
I really want you, that's awesome. Can you describe what have you seen in the beginning, who he was in this transition to where he is now?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna try and be non-biased. I love Courtney. But when I first met him, I feel like, pause, how racially motivated can this conversation be?
We can talk.
I'm gonna say what
we can say whatever. You say no, like we keep it honest and real here.
In real life, I feel like there's a lot of African American men who get all the wind sucked out of their sails. They have been painted to be the villain
That's true.
of the society for no reason.
Yep.
They've painted to be just like these like dangerous people to women for no reason. There's reasons sometimes, but everybody's dangerous. Like, stop it. I feel like Black men get torn down by everybody constantly.
Yeah.
And because of that, they walk into rooms sometimes with their heads down, or they walk into rooms with their chests up because now they feel like they have to.
Yes.
Walk in the room making the most noise. You don't have to do that. So when I met Courtney, I feel like he was a victim of the stigmas. Like, you're not the bad guy, so chill out. I can be somebody you can just talk to, so you're safe here. And
That's key. You said safe.
confidence. Like, and I mean that out of all the love. And it's like, shame on society, because now look at him. People threw him away. They wrote him off. Like, back then, he had no confidence. And he was like kind of living under like people giving him like tasks on his own projects. I know he was in a music video, and he ended up kind of, I think, directing that music video, even though I think he hired a director.
He hired a director, yet he still ended up directing it. Yeah.
And so I'm like, when he contacted, the way I got a hold of him was from another guy. And that guy was getting paid to do the job that Courtney hired him to do. He hired me to do his job that Courtney hired him to do. That's another soapbox for another day.
Okay.
Anyway, so now Courtney and I God put us together. And so when I met him, I was like, Courtney, why don't you just do this yourself? Like, you're already doing it.
Yeah.
And then he's just kind of like, like, I didn't think to do that. And I'm like, why, bro? Why? Why didn't you just think that you can do it? So let's evolve now. So then he's like, hey, you know what? Let's do this short film. We do this short film. And I had like a little bit of that. Like, I didn't have all the confidence in the world. He's like, hey, well, why don't you do this? I was like, dude, I really want a DP. I don't want to do all of this like producer paperwork. I can do a spreadsheet, but I'd rather like, hold the camera. He's like, okay, well, then on the next one, just do it then. And so I'm like, okay. So we just like fed into each other of creating more confidence in each other and like breaking the shackles of what people and their opinions of you they'll keep you from doing stuff. Like, you'll live your life in fear and hold yourself back so hard. And I feel like we gave each other the freedom to just be and create. And so from there, we got season 2 Courtney. That was like, pissed off, blink,
Yeah.
And then he starts writing and he's like, I can do this. And then he started telling himself he can do it.
Yeah.
And that was awesome because that's motivating. And I saw him motivate everybody around him because now he believed in himself.
Yes.
Oh, now we got season 3 Courtney, which was season 2 Courtney, blink, pit stop. Then he started the reading.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's a whole different dude.
Game over.
That's when another metamorphosis.
He's a whole different dude. So that's what I watched him evolve. And now he is breeding confidence in other people and people of color, but not just people, because not just brownies, that he's like
Everyone.
everybody.
Even me.
Confidence is for everybody. Joy is for everybody. Believe in yourself is for everybody. And he is now perpetuating that. And that's awesome.
He is a transformational leader.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt. When it comes down to really like inspiring, motivating, and having that desire from within to just go, even from myself, I remember Courtney, when it came down to some projects, Courtney, after a call, he called me. It's like, what are you doing? Like, you sound nervous on the phone. This is very first time. And he spoke so much life into me. And like, I always love Courtney, and I know he does that for you.
Oh, yeah.
I know he does. Wait, tell me about your experience with Courtney and how you've seen this transition.
I think it went from just wild creativity to, I wouldn't say definitely not so much structure, because he still likes to go outside the box a lot. But now he hones that creativity in certain directions. He gets clear ideas on what he wants to see, and he attacks it. That's actually one of my favorite things about him. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I try to absorb from him as well is he gets an idea in his head. It doesn't matter how impossible that idea sounds. He's going to go after it. He's going to shoot for the stars and hit the moon. You know the phrase.
Mm-hmm.
And
I can't do it. What? What? No.
I mean, God put it on his mind to put Monique in this movie. He had no reason to think.
Look, when he called me, he's like, Gracie, it's probably 1 a.m. And I'm like, who is
That
this?
sounds about right.
He's like, Gracie, would it be crazy if we had Monique in this movie running up some stairs? And I was just like, man, I'm hanging up this phone. Because, yeah, it would. I called him back, and I was like, man, let's give Monique this.
Why not?
Why not? And he tried. And he hit the move.
So when he did it though, I'm curious. So at first it seemed kind of off the wall, and then he's like, "Guess what? I did it." What was that like when? I want to know. What was your first reaction whenever Monique is like, when you heard the news?
There was definitely like a little bit of, wait, what? You got what? No. I mean, he told the whole story of how it happened. Because, I mean, this is an indie film, okay? We didn't have millions of dollars to throw into this project.
Something else people to take away that they probably wouldn't have known.
Yeah. We didn't have millions of dollars. Like even the most lowest of budget Hollywood films at least have a few $1 million to throw around. We didn't have that.
Resourceful.
But he called Monique and he talked to her, said, hey, we don't have a whole lot to offer. And as a matter of fact, his first offer to Monique, didn't he get hung up on or something like that?
No, not really. He always gives me a different version than he gives.
It's something along the lines of a harsh no.
Yeah.
But something happened on that call that touched Monique. And she ended up contacting him back. And they talked more. And he let her hear what he was trying to create. She loved his drive. She loved his ideas. And something in her or something in him that she saw made her say yes to come on board. I forgot what the question was.
They answered it.
I answered it. Okay.
So, hold on. When found out.
That's so cool.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, Gracie, this happened. And literally 11 out of 10 times our conversations go like this. Hey, Gracie, this happened. I got Monique. And I'm like, oh, okay. And he's like, all right, bye. And I'll hang up. And we sit there.
Y'all, if you know anything about Courtney, okay, bye.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, wait, did you just hang up on me?
No.
What was worse?
You are lucky to get a buy.
What?
Oh, then I'm blessed.
No, that's new Courtney. That's season 2 Courtney.
Because I used to fuck with him. He be hitting me up in the morning. I'm like, dog, can you at least tell me good morning before we start the middle of the discussion?
He gets straight to it.
The second half of season 2 Courtney.
Oh my gosh.
Season 1 and early season 2 Courtney, once the information was given, the call was over.
I'm telling you, Courtney, I'm gonna get you. I'm just.
He called me. He's like, I think I got Monique. And I'm like, all right, bye. He's like, all right, we hang up. Sit there 20 minutes. He calls me back. And I'm like, he's like, let's go.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Y'all had a lot of fun behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All the time. Even when there's not a film project,
The nights are the fun nights.
Tell me more. No, I know you can't bring it up. I need to hear one or two.
Oh, God. No.
Listen.
I mean, there was some celebrating in Atlanta that we did for a short film. Was that a short film or was that Blink?
I don't know. I think
Was Blink?
I wasn't there, but
There for that.
I think it was a short film.
Okay. Yeah, they got
Anyway.
crazy. I can't say that on podcast.
Okay, yeah, don't do it. Like, we gonna cut that out, y'all. This never happened. Man, this is exciting. No, I'm super excited, and I already know your phone is ringing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's work.
I know there's going to be so many opportunities for the two of you, even more so now, and then wait till this releases.
That'll be cool. I'm still probably gonna take Courtney's movies though.
Of course. I actually like that whenever you have the same group of people, you know how each other works.
Yeah.
And it's just, you have that cycle. When I think about other productions, it's the same cast and crew. And
Yeah.
We know
It'd
how
be
to
like
watch
this.
You have a whole like.
Yeah,
Mm.
I don't even think it's not anything personal. It's not like I'm just gonna only work with Courtney.
No, yeah.
But I don't want to be busy ever again because I just left a situation where I was too busy to really like do more, and now I can do more, and I don't want to be so busy because I don't want to miss out. Like I love Courtney's stories.
Yeah.
If we get back to the film, the story is what matters. I don't care what camera you use. I don't care what lights you use. Make sure your audio is right.
Yeah.
But the story, if you got a garbage story, you can show up with $100,000 camera, $200,000.
It's not gonna matter.
Because people aren't gonna watch it. They aren't gonna be so entranced by how good it looks. They're gonna be like, "What is this about?" And they're gonna forget it.
Yeah.
And then your whole team is forgettable, and you blew a script that could have been good. Make it right. Get the story right. And I like Courtney's stories. And then after that, I don't want to be so busy that I miss out on one of the stories.
Yeah.
I love hearing like, here's the dream. Let's make it real.
That is beautiful. I am so honored, happy, and grateful that y'all took the time to be in my home, and we're just talking. And this is going to be a good year. I'm excited for the both of you.
Thank you. I'm excited for you too.
It's going to be good. Listen, everybody, we're going to have a good time, and we're going to grow, and we just got to stay humble and put God first. Like, is there anything that you want to say to people that are watching that would love to be in a position like both of you?
Wear clean socks.
I'm done. No sort of advice outside of clean socks? I'm just saying.
Advice.
Because right now, everybody that's watching this camera, they're looking at two of you right now as goals.
Clean socks though. But really, you have to believe in your art. And I'm like an advocate for that. Like for me, when I press record, I have to be confident in that choice. Because what I make, you might not like, but I like it. And if your art can just connect with one other person and they connect that art to other people, then your art has done its job. And you have shared a piece of your soul with somebody else. But you got to be confident in your art. You got to be confident. Like, I like this and this is good to me.
Yeah.
So take that and then remember to press record.
Oh, goodness. Okay. That's important. That's a big one. It's people, if you don't know, you'll think it's funny, but that's real life.
That is real.
Real life. Stan, what you got?
Say, never stop being a student of your craft. You never know everything, and you never know the best way to do everything. Always study. There's always somebody you can learn from, even if they're at a lower level than you. You know, never think that you are above learning something new. Yeah, I would say that, yeah, definitely always keep learning. I personally, I set aside a yearly budget for training. I
love it. Self-development.
Yeah. I'm taking classes.
That's awesome.
Oh, you didn't know that?
Listening yourself like that. That is awesome.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I learned it from somebody else. So,
That's
I'm like, oh yeah, I can do that. That's right.
It's good advice.
But yeah, online courses and knowledge is so easy to attain right now with this generation. Y'all got it so easy. All you gotta do is go out there and grab it. Know what you want and hone in on it and soak up as much knowledge as you possibly can.
I love that.
Infinite. So
that you ended this on a beautiful note with that. It's very important to invest in yourself and just don't stop. And if, I'll just say this, if it doesn't work out, the only person you really have to blame is yourself, because not everyone is going to say yes to you. Life is going to be full of no's. But whenever I hear of no, I think of next opportunity. That's literally it. So just keep going. And thank y'all for being a part of my podcast. So guys, thank you for watching the Roselyn Omaka Show. and see you next time.